Let's bring on our new guests. Charles Marino is a former DHS senior advisor. Rosa Arellano is a former Border Patrol officer. Thank you for being with us. And Rosa, let me begin with you. The Department of Homeland Security says 3 million illegals have left or been deported since the president took office this time. Those are really large numbers. Do you think that's accurate?
Yes, I do think it's accurate, for the reason being that a lot of these numbers come from voluntary removals. And we also got to keep in mind that these individuals were being incentivized. I mean, their flights were being paid for. They were receiving, amounts of money to go ahead and go back. My concern is that it also makes me wonder, all these people that were allowed to come in under the Biden administration, were they actually coming in because they were seeking asylum? Or was it that it was just for economic reasons? That's what most of us are thinking is the case. And then seeing these numbers and seeing that they're getting paid to do that, it looks like that is the main reason why a lot of these people came into our country under the Biden administration.
You know, Charles, go ahead, sorry.
It's also a shame to know that a lot of these numbers are just trying to catch up with the big mess that the previous administration left President Trump with. Because if it wouldn't have been for the numbers that he had gotten us under, these numbers would have really helped out in regards to what we have.
You know, Charles, specifically to that point, right? It's we're digging out of a hole that got deeper over this 4-year blip where Joe Biden effectively, with Kamala Harris as his border czar, opened up the floodgates and let 5 to 6 million people through the front door. And so $2 million is a huge number. It's larger than the population of places like Phoenix, comparable to the population of places like Philadelphia. So, just talk to us a little bit about that, because I think people lose sight on just how many people that really is. Another promise made by President Trump.
Yeah, well, let's put it in this perspective and give the viewers this analogy. President Obama deported anywhere between 3 million and 5 million over his 8 years, and he was despised by the immigration advocacy groups who called him the deporter in chief. So to hear Tom Homan talk about it in the right way, this is an unprecedented approach by the Trump administration to deal with an unprecedented problem that was created by the Biden administration. Not only were we dealing with illegal border entries, we also saw an across-the-board exploitation of the legal pathways into the country. Programs like temporary protective status, asylum claims, and other programs. And the Trump administration's put forth this multifaceted approach, holding all our Western Hemisphere partners accountable for being part of the solution instead of being part of the problem, which they've typically been, and also holding accountability here within our own borders and making sure that the immigration enforcement laws are being enforced, all while being disrupted by places like sanctuary cities, something the Obama administration didn't have to deal with. So to achieve these numbers the way the Trump administration is in the first year of the second term is really a job well done, but they know there's more that needs to be done.
Yeah, creating sanctuaries for people who were taking children from the border and bringing them up there as sex workers, taking complete advantage of them. It was the most despicable thing that probably happened during all of that. Now, there is, of course, a financial aspect to all this. DHS says those self-deportations, deportations, I should say, via the app cost about $5,100, whereas enforced deportation is over $18,000. So they were saving $13,000 for the country, for us taxpayers, every single time they got somebody to say, okay, I'll go on my own. Rosa, what do you think about that?
Well, that is one of the reasons why the American people chose President Trump as our president for a second term, because we know that he has the mind of a businessman. Anybody that will look at these numbers like they're being shown to us at this moment would be able to say, you know what, this is what needs to get done. But you bring in people that are not business minded and they just go by whatever they think sounds good and what have you. So it is one of the reasons, again, why the American people chose President Trump. And it goes back to promises made, promises kept. And he started with the very first one, which is the one that the Latinos used to go ahead and give him the vote, which is secure our border. And we are also very appreciative of him bringing back Tom Homan, our border czar. As soon as we heard that information, we knew that things were going to be happening.
Bye.